Welcome to the Empower Women in Menopause podcast with your girl, Trudy German. I'm an online personal trainer and wellness coach for women going through perimenopause. Over here, we talk about all things perimenopausal, menopausal, and postmenopausal, and how to thrive through this transition. We speak openly and candidly about what going through this change really consists of, the good, the bad, the ugly. And we also dismiss a lot of the myths or all the myths and talk about how this change affects you mentally, emotionally, physically, and professionally. So let's get into this week's episode. Hello. And we're back with another episode. And of course, my laugh, my giggle at the beginning. Let's just chalk it up that's part of this podcast recording. Okay. So I think this is episode 5. Okay. So when I started this podcast, the plan was to drop 2 episodes per week, starting November 2023, if you're listening in 2027 or beyond. And the goal was to drop 2 episodes a week for the month of November, December, and January. I honestly underestimated what's required, but I'm getting them out. And there's going to be some weeks, of course, where there's none. And then some weeks where there are 3, but I'm going to get them up because I really want to help you ladies. Like, the happiness, the joy that I get when I turn the mic on, I think this is why I always laugh, because it's like, am I really doing this? Am I really helping perimenopausal women to lose belly fat and educating them, sharing my knowledge? Oh my gosh, like this is... You ever read or see those memes on Instagram where it says you're living at least one of your dreams? Baby, this is one. But anyway, enough about me and my wonkiness and my dreams. Let's get into this episode. So I'm recording this Friday evening on December 1st. I'm looking outside. It is not even 6 p.m. yet, and it is dark. I feel like I should be in PJs with my socks on, because I do sleep in socks, and getting ready for bed. But it's not 6 o'clock yet, and I'm recording this so I can drop this episode next week for y'all. And this one is very timely because we're in December, it's the holidays, and I really want to do an episode where I, offer tips and advice, give training, give help on how to avoid gaining fat during the holidays. Now, whenever I talk about gaining fat or use the word fat, sometimes, others are in my DM telling me to use another word. Why? This is what it is. Because weight gain and fat gain are 2 different things. Weight gain is basic. It could be water. It could be any type of fluid. It could be muscles. Whereas fat gain, you're gaining fat. And that usually happens around the holiday. So today we're going to talk about how to avoid gaining fat during the holidays. I'm going to tell you why you normally gain fat, why we normally gain fat, and things that you can do to help you, because it's going to happen. It's that time of year. So I wanted to share something with you. I love looking up studies and journal studies and letting you know where I get them from. So there's a study in the London Journal of Medicine that states that the fat you gain during the holidays, it can take up to 5 months for you to lose it. Once again, I'm not laughing because it's funny. I kind of laugh to clear the air. And I love to laugh. Laughing makes me feel good. Laughing makes you feel good. So think about it. If over the holidays alone, the fat you gain, it takes you about 5 months to lose it. What about, and you will probably already had fat before to lose, so it can probably take you about a year. So this time of year can be stressful for a lot and most of us for a few reasons. One, you have all these family events to attend. You have work party, you have Christmas parties. If you have children, you have their parties, their school stuff to attend. If you have a spouse, you have their family stuff, your family stuff. You have people, you're going out of town, you're coming, you have family or friends visiting in town. December is just a hectic month. Also, add the fact that you're probably out shopping. If you celebrate Christmas, you're out Christmas shopping. So you're out eating, having more meals out because, you're probably strapped, pressed for time. It's just a crazy month. You're worried about what to get, who, is there enough money? Like there's so much going on, right? And it can also be a good thing, all these things you're worried about, but it still increases your stress level. For some people, the holidays, December is not a good time for them. It could be because they're not part of a healthy family, so they don't look forward to being around their family. It's probably filled with tension and anxiety and a type of arguments. Or they don't have a family, they just spend it alone, which can also be stressful on some people. And then there's some people, it's rough because they're mourning the loss of someone. So there's so many different types of stress that can come with the holidays. And you're like, girl, what does all that stress got to do with me gaining fat? So what happens is stress, whenever we're stressed, cortisol, I'm sure you've heard me speaking about cortisol already. So cortisol is the stress hormone. Okay, let's back up a bit. Everything in our body is governed by our hormones. We have a lot of hormones, and the hormones come from the endocrine system, right? So cortisol is not necessarily a bad thing because it sends us in fight or flight. So if you're walking and you see a car coming at you and you got to dash out of the street real quick to prevent it from hitting you, that's your cortisol level that rises and tell you to do that. It also serves good purposes. You get a bonus at work. Hey, money, 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 money. Your cortisol level goes up. The problem is when our cortisol level stays high. So it's supposed to go up and then comes back down. When we are consistently stressed with worrying about gifts for who's gonna eat what, dealing with uncomfortable situation, just life in general, because let's be honest, life be lifing. That's when the problem comes in, right? And if you're also traveling, that's a whole other different type of stress added with everything else. So whenever our cortisol level goes up and stays up, that's the stress hormones is telling our body to hold on to fat. Other things that can happen is hormonal imbalance can occur, and when your cortisol level stays high, which is a hormonal imbalance, what happens is your sleep may be interrupted. You may have problem staying asleep. You may have problem going to sleep, and you wake up a lot throughout the night. And of course, poor quality sleep have you craving foods in the day, which is unhealthy. And also, you start eating a lot of unhealthy stuff like cookies, cake, drinking, all of that. So that's usually what happens around this time of year, the holidays, that you put on more fat. You're here because you're a woman currently going through perimenopause, right? You feel lost, confused, you're constantly tired, moody, anxious, and grumpy. You don't recognize yourself, but you want to feel vivacious. You want to feel energetic. You want to feel sexy and happy, right? You want to feel like yourself again. Well, if this is you and you're ready to start feeling like you again while going through perimenopause, then I am definitely here to help you with that. Let's schedule a free consultation and let's chat and see how I can help you. Just go ahead and check the description below and the link is there. So some things that you can definitely do during the holidays to help you, of course, keep your stress level low and in turn not put on fat is to Try, I know this won't be easy. Try to keep to your quote unquote regular schedule as much as possible, because structure is important, right? A lot of us fail at things because we don't have any structure. So try keeping your regular schedule. For example, try going to bed as close to your regular routine as possible. Once again, I know these are going to be challenging if you're traveling, if you have multiple events, if you have family coming in and out of town. It's going to be harder because it's the holidays, right? Along with trying to go to bed regular time, also try to get your workouts in. Please try not to be skipping workouts. Try to get your workouts in as much as possible. If it's even not a workout, but some sort of movement. If you're in an area where you can go for walks, I say that because I live in Toronto and I am not going for walks in like -20 degrees when it's cold outside. So depending on where you are, you may still be able to go for walks, or, getting a quick 30-minute workout before work or on your lunch. Because when my clients work with me, this is how long the workouts are, only 20-30 minutes, and they can be done at home. Try not to starve yourself. We've all done this. When I didn't know better in the past, I would have an event in the evening and I would be busy running around all day trying to get everything done, get ready for the event, and basically didn't eat all day. And then go to the event and eat so much where I would feel like crap afterwards, right? That binge eating. And because you're so hungry, you're basically just chopping and swallowing, as I like to call it, and then you feel bloated and you feel gross, you feel uncomfortable. So try not to do that, because that also stresses your body. And remember what stress does with the cortisol level? It tells your body to hold on to fat when it keeps it high. So try to still eat regularly throughout the day. Probably even have dinner earlier, but still try to have dinner before you go out, because once again, you don't want to go out hungry to the work party, to a friend's birthday party, out to dinner hungry, and then, kind of eat too much at once. Because the bottom line is, whether you eat one time for the day, 5 times for the day, it's basically any excess, anything your body doesn't need, that's what gets stored as fat. So try to stick to your regular sleep, workout, eating schedule, and of course, drinking water. I'm going to go a bit more into that as I go into the next one, which is excess alcohol. Let's be honest. Christmas isn't Christmas. A party isn't a party without alcohol. Whether you're having eggnog from the Caribbean, we have sorrel, or you're having wine, you're having cocktails, those things are going to be included. And if I sit here and tell you not to have them, I would be one of the biggest hypocrites and biggest hypocritical personal trainer, wellness coach ever. And I am not that. So I'm going to tell you, you can still have your alcohol, but I'm going to give you some information. I need you to govern yourself accordingly. Do what you will with that information. Now, excess alcohol, so anything more than like 5 glasses for the week. I know some of you are like, for the week, girl, that's the amount I have at my Christmas party. Then I go to my spouse's Christmas party or somewhere else and have more. But alcohol also raises your cortisol level. We already touched on that. Please do not let me have to repeat what excess cortisol does, right? Excess alcohol spikes your cortisol, sends it to the roof, keeps it high. It also dehydrates you. So if you notice, whenever you have alcohol, the next morning you get up, you feel like crap, especially at this age, over 40. We feel like a truck hit us. It's like, what did I do to myself? So try to make sure while you're having your alcoholic beverage, whatever kind it is, wine, champagne, mocktail, whatever it is, aim to have 1 to 2 glasses of water in between. Do not think you're killing your mood or you're ruining the environment, because you are going to need this, especially, to sleep better and to feel better the next day. Because what we don't realize, alcohol also disturbs our sleep. If you notice, whenever you have alcohol, you may not sleep properly the night, go into deep sleep. Even if it knocks you out, you kind of wake up earlier. And when you do wake up, you feel like crap. That it's the alcohol raising your cortisol level and causing dehydration. And as I said, have water in between, right? Because when you don't sleep, I did mention this in another podcast episode, when you have not gotten good quality sleep, your muscles won't repair. So the muscles start being turned into fat, which is not what you want. Plus, your hormones, the ones that tell you you're full and the one that tells you you're hungry, those become imbalanced. So that's another reason I want to make sure that you're not having excess alcohol. And if you do have alcohol, you are having a maximum of 5 glasses for the week, and you are drinking water in between. So remember, excess alcohol can lead to hormonal imbalances, which can tell your body, hey, let's hold on to fat. And remember, the fat you gain over the holidays alone can take you up to 5 months. Up to 5 months to lose. So let's try to not gain too much. And the last thing that you can definitely do, this one's going to be very challenging with the hectic schedule. Try to rest. I know, after I just told you, hey, you have all these all these parties, all these events, you're going to be traveling, all of that. I'm also telling you to relax. Now, relaxing doesn't mean taking 2 hours sitting by the fireplace singing Kumbaya. That's not what I mean. If you have the luxury of doing that, do you, boo. But it is more like, if it's even taking 10 minutes to just decompress when you pull into work, pull in like 10 minutes earlier, or when you get in your car before you head on out to another party, before you drive off the car to go Christmas shopping, or even when you get home, sit in your car, no TikTok, no YouTube, no social media, not on a phone call with a friend. And just kind of relax, decompress for like 5 to 10 minutes. Please do not tell me you don't have the time. Make the time for it, right? Spend 10 minutes less on the gram, 10 minutes less on TikTok. Make the time and just take some nice deep breaths, decompress. Holidays can be stressful if you find that you're around a lot of people. That keeps you on high. Try connecting with people who relaxes you, right? Because you gotta relax. If you wanna not gain too much fat, you gotta make sure you're relaxing, and also try to have some fun. I know some of these are kind of hard during the holidays, but as I said, still try to maintain as much of them as possible, right? And let me know which one of these you think you'll be able to try, or which ones may be challenging. And whatever you do, please be safe, please be great, and have an awesome holiday. If you don't celebrate Christmas, if you don't celebrate any holiday, just have an awesome December. And until next episode. I hope you enjoyed the episode. And as I've mentioned before, my goal is to empower women in menopause. And by you sharing this episode with other women, like share it on your stories, then you will definitely be helping me help other women. So go ahead and share it on your stories. And please, when you share it, don't forget to tag me at Train with Trudy. Until the next episode, have a fabulous one.